Okay, hello guys. I hope I'm audible. Okay, hello guys. I hope. Okay, so guys, this session is going to be on a very important topic that we have on Snap. Okay, and this is one topic that we haven't covered till now. Okay, so this is guys one topic that we haven't covered till now. Okay, so that is phrase and idioms. Okay, so I have taken some sessions, but then in today's session I'm going to tell you some of the important idioms and phrases that we have. We are also going to discuss one very important aspect again, that is something that I have not taken till now, and that is your figure of speech. Okay, so what is basically going to happen, I'm going to take you through some of the important idioms. I'm going to take you through some of the important figure of speeches, and the idea is to just give you a revision, right? Okay, so the idea is just to give you a revision as to how like the questions that come from these topics may look like. Okay, so just let's wait for a while and then we get started. Okay, and okay, so I hope this session adds value. Okay, hi Divyesh, welcome to the session. Okay, Divyesh, just confirm me if I'm audible. Okay, 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 चलो ठीक है, ठीक 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 ठीक. Okay, so guys, let's get started. Let's get started with today's session. Okay, so something about myself. My name is Himanshu. I have a qualification of MA and MPhil in English literature, and I've been teaching for the last 11 years. I had a 99.74 percentile on the CAT section, and I have been teaching for the last 11 years. So I've trained thousands of students till now. So guys, today's session is basically focused on Snap, and if you are planning to write Snap this year or you're planning to write Snap in the coming future, this session is really going to add value. Apart from Snap, this session is also going to be beneficial for anyone who is going to write that. Okay, so these are the two topics that I think many of us are not very good with. Okay, that is figure of speech. Okay, so that is one topic that a lot of us have skipped. Okay, and then obviously you have idioms. Okay, so that is one topic that is a problem area for some of us. Okay, so guys, there are a lot of batches coming up. I'm also going to come up with a plus batch. Okay, so you can see on the screen some of the batches that we have currently going on. Okay, so you have a beginner's batch for CAT 2021. Okay, then you have the beginners batch, okay, by Ravi Prakash. Okay, so you can see a lot of batches coming up. Those of you who are on the Plus platform can obviously take advantage of these batches, right? Okay, so guys, I hope you people are following us on the Telegram and YouTube, and I will do leave my Telegram link in the comment box also, and you can follow me on the Telegram as well. So guys, this is going to be the agenda for today. We're going to look at the introduction of both these topics. Then we're going to discuss some questions. And as I go through the questions, okay, I'm going to ask you one question. I will expect some reply. I will give you 30 seconds. 30 seconds में आपको आंसर करना है और फिर उसके बाद मैं क्वेश्चन को डिस्कशन के लिए लूंगा, right? Okay, so that is how the things are going to happen. Okay, so I will pick up questions and then you can give the answers. Then we take it for discussion. Okay, so I hope you people are following us on YouTube and Telegram. Okay, so guys, this is one important message. Now, those of you who have downloaded the Unacademy platform, well and good. Those of you who haven't downloaded the platform, okay, so this is one thing that you can always do. Okay, use this code HSING, HSINGH as the referral code. And once you use this referral code, you will get access to the free content of all the education providers that are available on the platform. Okay, so guys, we have these two modes. Okay, we have the free content. Okay, so you can take advantage of the free content, and then you have the plus content. Okay, that is the paid content that we have. So guys, this code can be used for both the purposes. Okay, so if you are someone who has newly downloaded the app, okay, so you can use this code to get access to the to the free content. Okay, और अगर आपके पास app पहले से है and you want to move on to the plus platform, then you can use this code to get a discount. And guys, the fees for 1 year is 17,500, but once you use my code, okay, the fees goes down by 10% and it becomes 15,750. ओके, सो दोनों चीजों के लिए आपको यूज करना है. यू हैव टू यूज दिस कोड फॉर बोथ. ओके, फ्री वाला कंटेंट है तो रेफरल कोड. एंड इफ यू आर ऑलरेडी on the YouTube and you want to take a subscription for 1 year, okay, and you want to avail all these special courses that I've just shown you, plus these courses that I'm launching myself, okay, so you can use this code to get a 10% discount and avail the premium content. Okay, तो चलिए, तो आज की बातचीत स्टार्ट करते हैं. ठीक है, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. And the idea is very simple. Okay guys, this is going to be more like a in a quiz format. Okay, so I'm going to show you some questions. Okay, you just have a look at the question. I'm going to give you some time and just tell me the answer to that question. If you don't know the answer, then I will take this question for discussion. Okay, or else you tell me the answer, and then we will see how the like how many of us really can like really work out the question. Acha, ek cheez aur, a lot of us have not done the figure of speech wala part. Okay, so just stay with the session. Okay, because I'm going to take a lot of figure of speech wale questions, and it will give you a thorough revision. Now, if you are someone who has never touched that topic, if you are someone who is like totally new to that topic, okay, still the session will be very helpful, because I will take you through around 20-25 figure of speeches. Okay, so that will give you some hang of how the questions are to be done. Okay, so if you are writing snap, okay, and whether you are writing it tomorrow or like you're writing it somewhat down the line, okay, so I think the figure of speech wala part is really going to be a value add, because it will like really help you in identifying at least some questions. ठीक है, so आपने अगर अभी तक कुछ नहीं भी किया है figure of speech के अंदर, तो I think that would really help you in figuring out at least some questions, right? Okay, so guys, that is what the plan is. You can keep answering the questions as we go through. Okay, ओके, हेलो नित्य सिंह, हेलो दिवेश. ठीक है, सो बस करना आपको ये है दैट एज वी गो थ्रू द सेशन यू कैन कीप आंसरिंग द क्वेश्चंस एंड देन वी कीप ऑन डिस्कसिंग द क्वेश्चंस वन बाय वन. ओके, चलो. Okay, so let's get started, guys. You can see the first question on the screen. Have a look at it. Okay, I give you 30 seconds and then we take it for discussion. So जल्दी से देखो एक बार and just tell me if you know the answer. Okay, just have a look. Just have a look at the question on the screen. Haji, anyone who knows the answer to this question? Okay, second option. Okay. Okay, so I have one reply. That is second option. Nitya Singh says second hona chahiye. Second option is hate for someone because they are your relatives. Okay. Nitya Singh, are you really sure that this idiom applies to only the relatives, or we can apply it to someone else also? ठीक है, या ऐसा है कि एक restriction है कि relatives में apply करेगा? What do you think? चलो. So guys, let me take this for discussion. So let's first of all understand what is contempt. See, the feeling of contempt is basically a feeling of superciliousness, okay, or belittlement. When you think that the other person is not that good, okay, when you think that the other person is inferior to you, okay, that is the feeling of contempt. Now, as you look at this idiom, the idiom says familiarity breeds contempt, which which essentially means that if you know someone well, okay, yes, Divesh, that is first option. Okay, that is the answer. Okay, that is the answer, Divesh. Absolutely correct. Okay, so यार इस idiom का देखो meaning क्या होता है? The meaning of the idiom is that when you know someone very well, okay, when you have spent a lot of time with someone, after sometimes you start looking at their faults, and then you start hating them, okay, not for any other reason, just because of the fact that now you know them very well, so you know their ins and outs, and you know what are their shortcomings, okay, and there are certain things that you don't like about them. So actually the answer should be the first wala option, that is resentment after knowing someone very well. So it's not limited to relatives, ठीक है, relatives के लिए भी हो सकती है, लेकिन relative से limited नहीं है, ठीक है. If you know someone well, okay, because you know someone well, you know their shortcomings, and now you know that okay, these are the things that they lack in, okay, so you have a certain degree of contempt. तो होता भी है, मतलब हिंदी में कहते हैं ना यार, वो घर की मुर्गी दाल बराबर, ठीक है, ये कुछ वैसा idiom है, बहुत कॉमन idiom है गाइस. ओके, सो दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन idiom. ओके, यू कैन ऑलवेज एक्सपेक्ट सच एन idiom टू कम इन द स्नैप एग्जाम. Okay, so when you say familiarity breed contempt, okay, that simply means that if you know someone very well, okay, after sometimes you start looking at their faults. Okay, so you can see the answer is first option. I can see one person has already replied correctly. Okay, so look at the explanation. Familiarity breeds contempt. After knowing people well, it is common to see their flaws and resent them for it. Okay, so when you know someone very well, okay, you can identify their faults. Okay, you can identify their flaws, and you start disliking them for the fault for the flaws they have. Okay, look at the example. It perfectly captures the essence of the idiom. It says, after living with Cheryl for 2 years, I was ready to move out. Sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Okay, so now when this person has already lived back with Cheryl, okay, so that's the name of the girl. After living for 2 years, he's kind of bored. Okay, so now he decides that he should move out. Okay, so so like he says that it shows that once you become very familiar with someone, okay, you start looking at their shortcomings. Okay, so ऐसा होता भी है. ठीक है, you know someone very well, like after some time you start observing their shortcomings. Okay, उनकी खराबियां, उनकी गलतियां, है ना. ठीक है, चलो. Okay, so guys, this is the second idiom that we have on the screen. The idiom is far cry. Four options are given. Okay, very similar, very different. Someone irritable, pugnacious person. Okay, pugnacious means someone who has a tendency to pick up fights. Okay, someone who has a tendency to pick up fights. So guys, anyone who can tell me the answer to this one? Okay, far cry. हाँ जी, far cry. Anyone, guys? Anyone who knows the answer to this question? कोई मुझे बता सकता है? 30 seconds, guys. Okay, Nitya Singh says third option होना चाहिए, someone irritable. Divyesh says second option, that is very different. Okay, guys, anyone else would like to take a guess on this one? And guys, these are the sort of idioms that you can always expect in the exam. The selection of idioms that I've picked up, these are not like very I would say these are not very complex idioms. Okay, like these are the sort of idioms that we use in a daily conversation as well. Okay, you will find these idioms in a lot of novels, in a lot of you will find them even in the newspapers. ठीक है, मतलब personally मैंने काफी बार देखा है. ठीक है, चलिए, इसको खैर दो रिप्लाई तो हमारे पास आ गए, थर्ड ऑप्शन एंड सेकंड ऑप्शन. ओके, सो चलो मैं डिस्कस करता हूँ. तो देखो यार, होता क्या है, फार क्राई फ्रॉम समथिंग इज बेसिकली something that is very different. Okay, so Prince Singh says second option, Devesh says second option. Okay, so yes guys, the answer is second option. जो चीज आपने सोची है, okay, you thought about something and this thing turns out to be very different. Okay, you realize कि यार जैसा सोचा था वैसा तो चीज निकली नहीं. ठीक है, for example, you see an advertisement and you say that the actual product is far cry from the what was shown in the advertisement. That means it was very different. ठीक है, so guys, answer is going to be very different. ठीक है, होता है ना कई बार, आपने कहा कि भाई दिस थिंग दैट आई हैव परचेज्ड फ्रॉम द मार्केट इज फार क्राई फ्रॉम व्हाट आई सॉ ऑन द टीवी. ओके, मतलब बहुत अलग है, बहुत डिफरेंट है. ठीक है. ओके, सो लुक एट दिस. ओके, yes, Yuri, the answer is second option, absolutely. Okay, absolutely, Yuri, the answer is second option. Okay, see, far cry means something that is completely different, not what you expected. ओके, सो बहुत बार होता है यार, हम लोग किसी चीज को एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करते और फिर हमें पता चलता है अच्छा यार ये ऐसी चीज है. ओके, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, व्हेन इट कम्स टू प्रोफेशन. Okay, like look at this example, a very interesting one. It says, being a nanny was far cry from what Sipahan has imagined. Okay, so like like this person became a nanny, and then she never thought that okay, the nanny's job would turn out like this. And when she actually started doing the job, she realized that the job is actually very different from what she initially thought. Okay, so that is far cry. ठीक है. Priyesh, pugnacious means someone who has a tendency to pick a fight. So guys, there's a question that Priyesh has asked me कि यार ये pugnacious का meaning क्या होता है? Pugnacious क्या होता है? What is pugnacious? Okay, pugnacious guys is basically a person who has a tendency to pick up fights. We call that person quarrelsome. ठीक है? So quarrelsome means हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना झगड़ा करने वाला. ठीक है? Pugnacious, quarrelsome, truculent, truculent. Okay. तो quarrelsome, pugnacious, truculent. ओके, ये सारे के सारे वर्ड्स. एग्रेसिव बोल सकते हो, एक सिंपल वर्ड मैं लूँ तो, है ना? ठीक है. सो एग्रेसिव इज ऑल्सो अ वर्ड दैट आई कैन से. ओके, सो गाइज दैट इज व्हाट pugnacious is, someone who has a tendency to pick up fights. ठीक है. चलिए. So fight fire with fire. Okay, so the guys, the next idiom that we have is to fight fire with fire. What do you think? What is the meaning of this idiom, to fight fire with fire? आग को आग से लड़ा जाए, हैं? What is the meaning of the idiom, guys? Anyone would like to take a guess on this? When you say that I'm going to fight fire with fire, what do you think? Okay, Priya says second option. Okay, cause your own harm. Okay, like the best approach that we have is to actually guess the meaning of the idiom by, like, by looking at the literal meaning, right? Okay, so that is the usual approach that a lot of us take. Okay, Nishta says third option hona chahiye, to stoop to another's low tactics. Okay, so that is, Vibhor says first option hona chahiye. Vibhor, first option. ठीक है Vibhor, be persistent. Okay, so guys, इसका मतलब देखो एक चीज तो है, ठीक है, like that is something that I always observe. Like those of you who have been taking my sessions, I have seen like people have developed like very good skills of vocab and grammar. Like I can see even the difficult wala questions, people getting 80% ka accuracy. But then when it comes to such questions, okay, suddenly the accuracy falls down, right? Comes down. ठीक है. खैर देखो मेरे पास बहुत सारे options हैं, ठीक है. Like you have Vibhor who says first option, Prince says third option, Nishta Single says third option, Nitya Singh says fourth option, Divyesh says second option. तो यार पूरी variety आ गई, पूरा spectrum आ गया, ठीक है. 1 2 3 4 सारे आ गए, ठीक है. So guys, let me tell you, the answer is actually third option. Okay, so Nishta Single, your answer is correct. Okay, Soumya Goyal says third option, to stoop to another's low tactics. तो देखो होता क्या है, जैसे होता है ना, like stoop means to actually get down to that low level. Okay, so when you fight fire with fire, it means it means like जैसे अब हिंदी का एक idiom होता है ना, ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से देना types. Okay, but then slightly different. It's like a person is using some strategy or tactics on you, and then in order to match him in that arena of tactics and stratagem, you actually get to the person's level. ठीक है, मतलब आप भी उसी level पे आके अब आप fight करने लग जाओ. ठीक है. Okay, so that is what fight fire with fire is. To stoop to another's low tactics when defending oneself, to use extreme measures in extreme situations. ठीक है. So मुझे लगता है कि यार हिंदी में अपन नियरेस्ट इडियम देखें तो इसका कुछ वैसा ही होगा, ईंट का जवाब पत्थर से. हालांकि वो एग्जैक्ट तो नहीं होगा बिकॉज इट वुड नॉट कवर द आइडिया ऑफ द स्टूपिंग टू दैट सेम लेवल, बट देन it's very close. Okay, so if a certain person is using certain tactics with you, okay, you start using the same tactics. Okay, you start using the same tactics. Okay, so that is to fight fire with fire. Okay, for example, fine, if he's going to sue me, I will fight fire with fire and get a lawyer myself. Okay, so if someone is going to sue you, okay, कोई आप पे केस करने वाला है, ठीक है, तो आप भी उसके ऊपर केस कर दो. So that is to fight fire with fire, like you use the same tactics as the other person is using against you. Okay, चलो. So guys, coming to the next idiom, to fill oneself in, to fill one in, fill one in. What do you think should be the answer to this? The options are to eat in excessive amounts, to laugh a lot, to be arrogant, to tell someone the full story. Okay, what do you think should be the answer? Okay, Priyesh says fourth option. Okay, Soumya says fourth option. Okay, Nishta says fourth option. Okay, Priyesh fourth option, Soumya Goel fourth option, Manas Gupta fourth option, Nishta Single fourth option. Okay, so most people think that it's fourth option, and guys, that is the correct answer. To fill someone in is to actually tell him the full story. Okay, so when you say someone has filled me in, that simply means to tell the full story. Okay, बेसिकली जब आपने वो स्टोरी मिस कर दी और आपको वो पूरी कोई स्टोरी बता दे, कोई कहानी बता दे, ठीक है? सो दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस इडियम टू फिल समवन इन, टू टेल समवन द full story. Okay, yes, Devesh, that is the correct answer. Vibhor, correct answer. Prince, correct answer. Manas, correct answer. Nishta, single, correct answer. Okay, so guys, all of you have given the correct answer. Okay, for example, he filled me in as I was on a leave for 15 days. Okay, so when someone fills you in, he actually gives you an account, an account of what happened. Okay, he tells you the full story, he tells you the full incident. ठीक है, तो कोई चीज आपने मिस कर दी और आप किसी ने आपको पूरी स्टोरी बताई कि यार क्या क्या हुआ, ठीक है? सो दैट्स गोइंग टू बी वेयर यू यूज दिस इडियम टू फिल समवन इन. Okay, so look at this example. Fill one in to tell someone the full story. Troyes have been away for a while, so I will fill him in on the news here. Okay, which simply means that I'm going to tell you what happened when he was not here. Okay, it simply means that I'm going to tell him what happened while he was not here. ठीक है, तो मतलब पूरी स्टोरी बताना कि क्या क्या हुआ. Okay, so that is to fill one in. Okay, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपने कहा कि प्लीज फिल मी इन व्हाट हैपेंड इन द लास्ट 10 days as I was not here. Okay, so that is like just tell me the story. Okay, very simple idiom. Okay, so guys, here comes the next one. Okay, on the fly. To do something on the fly. To do something on the fly. On the fly. Okay, the options are Vibhor, fill in for someone is something different. Okay, that is to take his position. Okay, for example, जैसे किसी ने पोस्ट अपनी वेकेट की है तो उस पोस्ट के ऊपर आ जाना. मैंने कहा fill someone in. Okay, fill me in. Okay, fill in for the post नहीं बोला मैंने. ठीक है, जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा कि भाई okay, can you please fill me in on what happened in the last 10 days? So when I say can you please fill me in means can you tell me what happened? What was the story? What are the events that happened while I was not here? ठीक है, तो मैंने उस चीज की बातचीत की यहाँ पे. On the fly, I can see the example answers. Nishra Singhal says fourth option. Soumya Goel says second option. Priyesh Malani says fourth option. Okay, so guys, I can see fourth and second option. Okay, anyone else would like to give me the answer to this question? Fourth and second option के अलावा देखो ऑन दी फ्लाई का पता है मीनिंग क्या होता है. इट्स अ वेरी पॉपुलर इडियम. ऑन दी फ्लाई मीन्स टू डू समथिंग in a manner where you are not prepared to do it. Okay, to do it something that is on the fly is to do it extemporaneously. Okay, what is an extempore? Okay, an extempore is something, a speech that is given without preparation. तो जब आप किसी चीज को ऑन द फ्लाई करते हो, इट सिंपली मीन्स दैट यू आर डूइंग इट impromptu, you are doing it without preparation, you are doing it without any prior preparation or any prior information. Okay, you do it on the spot. Okay, so when you say that okay, I'm going to do it on the fly, that means I will not prepare for it and like I will do it uh, like I would just improvise basically, है ना? ठीक है, आप उसके लिए कोई तैयारी नहीं करोगे, आप बस improvise करोगे, वहां जाओगे और जैसा आपको सही लगेगा वैसा आप कर दोगे. ठीक है. Okay, so that is what extempore is also about. Okay, like you give a speech and like you're not prepared basically, right? So obviously I can rule out this with preparation and suddenly वाले options क्योंकि इनका तो कोई sense नहीं बनेगा. ठीक है. On the go and on the fly are the same. नहीं, on the go और on the fly यार थोड़ा थोड़ा different होते हैं. ठीक है. On the fly का मतलब होता है to do something that you have not really prepared for. Okay. The closest synonym for this situation would be like improvise. So guys, what is the meaning of the word improvise? It's the same thing, to do something on the fly. तो एक एग्जांपल देखते हैं. लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट दिस एग्जांपल. समथिंग डन hastily, making it up as one goes. He made up a speech on the fly to give it to the graduating students and it turned out to be quite interesting and witty. So what is the meaning of the sentence? He actually improvised. Okay, he had no idea that the speech was to come. Okay, no one informed him before the speech that you have to give the speech. Okay, but then he prepared the speech on the spot and by chance the speech came out to be very interesting and witty. Okay, so when you do something on the fly, that means you're doing it without any preparation. आपको किसी ने बताया नहीं, आपने वहां पे like you have done it impromptu, you have done it like you have just improvised. Okay, there was no prior information that you had and like you done it uh, as it happened. Okay, so that is the idiom. Okay, it's an important one. ठीक है, I think ये शायद सुना भी होगा यार आप लोगों ने, ऐसा कोई like I've just covered the normal idioms, right? Okay, so like these are the ones that I expect to come in the exam. Okay, I don't expect super tough idioms to come, right? To be very frank. Okay, मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई बहुत super tough idioms आने वाले, normal idioms आएंगे. ठीक है. Okay, chalo guys, coming to the next one, fourth estate. Fourth estate. Okay, again guys, a very common one. Okay, I think you might have seen this idiom in the newspapers, okay, or you might have seen this idiom in the novels. कभी ना कभी देखा ही होगा, fourth estate. तो जल्दी जल्दी बताओ क्या आंसर होना चाहिए. What should be the meaning of this idiom? Quickly, guys. Okay, so I can see Divyesh says third option. उत्सव figure of speech तो अभी बाकी है. Figure of speech अभी आएगा. Okay, and it's like just I've covered just the important questions of figure of speech. That's it, right? Okay, Puneet says third option होना चाहिए large stretch of land. Okay, पढ़ के तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है ना? Fourth estate is like estate. Okay, large stretch of land. Okay, so if I just go by the literal meaning of the word, it looks as if it means fourth estate is like a large piece of land, right? Literal meaning, right? Okay, Devesh says third option. Soumya says fourth option. Nishta Singhal says fourth option. Kashish Parashar says fourth option. Right. Okay. So yeah, Lokendra also says fourth option. Okay. So I can see Soumya, Nishtha, Kashish, and Lokendra. Okay. All these students have replied fourth option. So majority of you are replying fourth option. Okay. So that is what the answer is. So guys, the thing about idioms is that sometimes you cannot just predict the meaning of the idiom just by looking at the literal terms. तो अभी मैं इसका ना लिटरल मीनिंग निकालता हूँ ना तो ऐसा लगता है दैट फोर्थ एस्टेट इज लाइक कि कोई बहुत बड़ी प्रॉपर्टी है या मनी है ना. ठीक है. एंड टू कंफ्यूज यू लाइक आई हैव गिवन द फर्स्ट वाला ऑप्शन इट लुक्स लाइक मनी एंड प्रॉपर्टी. ओके सो द लिटरल मीनिंग तो ऐसा ही इसका लग रहा है. लिटरल मीनिंग तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है कि यार कोई बहुत बड़ी प्रॉपर्टी है स्ट्रेच ऑफ लैंड है. ठीक है लेकिन एक्चुअली इसका मीनिंग होता है ओके फोर्थ एस्टेट इज लाइक लाइक द प्रिंट मीडिया द जर्नलिज्म. ठीक है. So when you say the fourth estate, it means journalism or print media. Okay, a very important pillar of democracy. Okay, fourth estate is a very important pillar of democracy. Like you cannot have a democracy unless you have free media. Okay, so media, print media, journalism. Okay, all those things are like are conveyed by this term fourth estate. Okay, generally इसको print media के लिए use करते हैं, but I can use this fourth estate for media in general also. Okay, so like we say that okay, fourth estate is a like is a it is one of the pillars of democracy. Okay, it's very important for democracy, right? Okay, so guys, look at this example. Fourth estate means the profession of journalism, particularly the newspaper industry. Okay, so it guys, it refers to the media or the journalism or the newspaper industry. Okay, and this idiom is very important. Like I have been seeing this idiom for a very long time. It comes in newspapers, it comes in novels. Okay, so काफी common idiom है. Like you should know this idiom, right? Okay, so this is the meaning. Okay, and we consider fourth estate a pillar of democracy. Okay, just keep that in mind. To get away with something. What do I mean when I say to get away with? Okay. Yes, Nitya Singh, your answer is correct. Yuri, your answer is also correct for the last question. Okay, so to get away with something, quickly, what should be the answer? Okay, to get away with something, Kashish says second option, Priyesh says second option, Soumya says second option, Devesh says second option. Okay, Nitya Singh says second option. Okay, guys, anyone else would like to answer this question? What do I mean when I say to get away with something? Prince says second option. Okay, Lokendra Rathod says second option. Sure. Okay, Puneet Jangit says second option. Second option. Okay, so guys, yes, all of you are correct. Okay, Soumya, Divesh, Prince, Nitya, Lokendra, Puneet. Okay, so guys, all of you have replied correctly. Yes, Manas Gupta, that is what the answer is. To get away with something is to do something and not get punishment for that. Okay, to get away with something is like you commit some mistake, or maybe you commit a crime or felony and like you get no punishment. Like for example, in India we normally say that politicians can get away with anything. So when I say politicians can get away with anything, that means they can commit a breach of law and still they don't get punished. Okay, so it simply means that you do a mistake, you do a crime, but then you don't get punishment, right? So look at the example. Okay, escape without punishment, ek bad, but avoid penalty. Not have to pay any consequences. Rob has just a sweet smile that he's able to get away with murder in school, and no one ever says anything to him. Okay, so when you get away with something, it simply means that you don't get punished for it because of some reason. Okay, maybe you have connections, or maybe you have a certain way about your personality. Okay, that people really forgive you. Okay, so that is getting away with something. Okay. So guys, coming to the next idiom, gift of the gap. Gift of gap. I think I've taken this idiom many times in my sessions as well. Okay, so if you have taken the vocabulary sessions, I normally take this idiom very often in my sessions as well. Okay, gift of the gap. Okay, काफी basic idiom है. Quickly tell me what should be the answer. Okay, so gift of the gap. I can see Nishta Singhal says second option होना चाहिए. Okay, Nishta, is this the answer for second, this question or the previous one? Guys, anyone who can tell me the answer to this question, gift of the gap. Okay, Soumya says third option. Kashish says third option. Nitya Singh says third option. Okay, Nishta Singhal says, Nishta Singhal says no. Okay, like obviously. Vibhor Kulshresht says third option. Lokendra says third option. Okay, previous one. Okay, Puneet says third option. Priyesh Mulani says third option. Okay. Okay. So guys, let me discuss this idiom for you. When you say a person has gift of the gap, it simply means that the person has the ability to translate his thoughts to words. And when you can do that, when you can find the perfect word to convey your feelings and thoughts, that is what we call as being articulate. Now, people who have gift of the gap are obviously very persuasive. Okay, they are very persuasive. They're very convincing. Okay, they're very eloquent, and they exactly know how to convey their feelings, and they can impress their audience with their words. So, whenever you hear this idiom gift of the gap, think about people who have the ability to talk in a most persuasive and convincing manner. And these people are very successful in their respective fields for the very simple reason that they have the ability to communicate. They're very articulate. Now, the best examples that I can think of for the people who have gift of the gap, okay, the top of the mind recall that I like examples that come would be like someone like Narendra Modi. Okay, he is very persuasive. He is very convincing. He's very eloquent. He has gift of the gap. Okay, and such people have a way of talking where they can easily convince people because they can convey their feelings, thoughts in the exact words. So, again, people are really, like really impressed. Okay, these people are generally good orators. These people are generally good orators. Okay, Barack Obama again. Is a personality that I would say has gift of the gap. Okay, like almost all the American presidents normally have gift of the gap. Okay, so Barack Obama was one person who really had gift of the gap. Okay, so I would really say that. Okay, so very popular idiom. I think most of you recognize that. So gift of the gap, one who has the ability to articulate the side well, one who has the persuasive debating powers. Jimmy would be a great lawyer because he really does have gift of the gap. So guys, all the good lawyers always have gift of the gap. Okay, they're like very persuasive. Go off the deep end. Go off the deep end. What do I mean by this idiom? Go off the deep end, guys. Anyone who can tell me? What do I mean when I say so and so person has went off the deep end? Has gone. Okay. Nitya Singh says second option. Okay. Go off the deep end, guys. Anyone who can tell me the answer to this question? I think you all are click नहीं हो रहा. Okay, fourth option, fourth option, fourth option. I can see a lot of people replying fourth option. Okay, so most people believe that going off the deep end is basically putting in a lot of effort, persistent effort. Okay, someone who is like really sedulous, someone who is diligent, है ना? कुछ इस तरह की लग रहा है. Going off the deep end. What do you think? Kashish says fourth option. Vibhor says fourth option. Devesh says fourth option. Lokendra Rathod says fourth option. I think guys इस वाले में तो guess work चल रहा है ना? I think इस वाले में तो guess work हो रहा है ना काफी सारा. Okay, so Soumya Goyal says third option, reckless behavior, going off the deep end. Okay, it does look like it means reckless behavior because like someone who goes off the deep end means like he's very reckless, right? देखो, what is the meaning of this idiom? Nishta Singhal says fourth option. Guys, going off the deep end is basically to lose it to act in a crazy manner. ठीक है देखो यार going off the deep end का जो literal meaning है maybe it might look as if it refers to people who are persistent or who are having a reckless behavior. Okay, reckless is basically the antonym for someone who is circumspect. Reckless means when you are daredevil. Okay, when you do something without giving it a thought, that is reckless. Okay, crazy is basically more about how you think. Okay, so someone who loses it, it means that that person lacks the capability to really analyze and rationally think through a situation. So when you act in a crazy manner, when you act in a crazy manner, that is going off the deep end. Okay, for example, look at this statement. I fear that Delina will go off the deep end if her daughter doesn't make it through the operation. That means this person is going to lose her mind. Okay, मतलब बिल्कुल अपन कहते हैं ना कि किसी चीज से इतना ज्यादा आपको फर्क पड़ जाए कि भाई लाइक यू लिटरली लूज इट ओके लाइक यू बिकम क्रेजी यू लूज योर माइंड ओके सो so guys this is going to be your act crazy and that is second option okay so that is what this idiom means going off the deep end to act in a crazy manner okay gook. Anyone guys who can tell me the meaning of this idiom? What do I mean when I say gook? Options are a quandary. Second option is a tough job. Third option is a confusing situation. And fourth option is nonsensical babbling. Okay, nonsensical babbling or gibberish. You can use any of these terms. Okay, Nitya Singh says third option, confusing situation is gook. Okay, Divyesh believes that it's third option, it's a confusing situation. Okay, Soumya Goel says fourth option. Lokendra Rathod says third option. Okay, Haji. Quickly, Vibhor says fourth option. Fourth option, nonsensical babbling. Okay, so guys, let me tell you how many of you have given the correct answer. ठीक है देखो अब इसमें देखो guess work चल रहा है थोड़ा सा. Okay, the word itself sound confusing. Okay. तो दिव्या जी देखो ऐसा ही होता है ना कि जनरली क्या होता है कि भाई when we don't know the meaning of the idiom, what is the best rescue that we have? Okay, we just guess it from the literal meaning of the words. But you have to understand something that even these people who make these exams are very smart. Okay, they know that that students have prepared well on the grammar, students have prepared well on the vocab. Okay, but then they're not that prepared on the idioms, right? और एक रीजन ये भी कि idioms तो numerous होते हैं तो सारे अपन कर भी नहीं पाते है ना ठीक है so what they do is they give you such idioms okay which have a certain literal meaning and the thing is that the literal meaning वाला option is also given ठीक है तो पढ़ने में तो ऐसा ही लग रहा है गूगल डी गूक मीन्स अ वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग सिचुएशन बस गाइस गूगल डी गूक इज अ टोटली डिफरेंट थिंग गूगल डी गूक इज बेसिकली गिब्रिश ओके गिब्रिश मीन्स कहते हैं ना कोई नॉनसेंस टॉक ओके व्हेन यू प्रैटल ओके प्रैटलिश टॉक ओके व्हेन यू जस्ट बैबलिंग मीन्स अगर मैं आपको बहुत अच्छा वर्ड दूं इट्स इनकोहेरेंट ऐसी बात है जिसका कोई सेंस नहीं बनता ठीक है like irrational talk so when you look at a child when the children talk okay like they have a way of talking uh, where they indulge in gibberish okay like you don't make sense of what they are saying right जब आपको कोई चीज समझ में नहीं आती ना ठीक है जैसे जनरली जो बच्चे होते हैं उनकी बातें समझ में नहीं आती तो बोलते जाते हैं लेकिन समझ में कुछ नहीं आता क्या बोल रहे हैं ठीक है सो व्हेन यू डोंट मेक सेंस ऑफ समथिंग okay when something is incoherent okay that is what this word is okay gook okay इसके जो synonyms होंगे would be something like prattle babbling nonsensical incoherent irrational okay इनमें से कोई भी ऑप्शन आ सकता है okay it's a way of talking where the person is not understood by the listeners okay the listeners are not able to make sense of what the person is saying okay so that is what incoherent is okay so look at this okay google debug is nonsensical babbling or writing okay so when you write something or when you say something but the listeners are not able to make sense of it so that is google debug for example he tried to write a letter to his girlfriend but he was so upset that it turned out to be all google debug okay that means a nonsensical babbling a nonsensical writing piece ठीक है that means no one was able to make sense of it was incoherent it was lacking any order any rationality okay it was like incoherent समझ में नहीं आ रहा था कि basically लिखा क्या है okay so that is what gibberish is and like I think you make sense of what this word means चलो coming to the next word okay guys so this is again a very common one golden handshake you look at a lot of situations where certain people are given a golden handshake. So, what do you mean when you say that so and so person has been given a golden handshake? ठीक है कन्वर्सेशंस में कई बार ऐसा आता है ना कि भाई सो एंड सो पर्सन हैज बीन गिवन अ गोल्डन हैंडशेक, क्या मीनिंग होता है? व्हाट डू आई मीन व्हेन आई से सो एंड सो पर्सन हैज बीन गिवन अ गोल्डन हैंडशेक? गाइस, दिस इज अ कॉमन वन, एनीवन हु कैन टेल मी दैट? ओके, सो दिव्येश से सेकंड ऑप्शन होता है। ओके, मैं आपको कोई हिंट दूंगा बहुत अच्छा। आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू अ वेरी गुड हिंट, ओके, एंड लाइक आई थिंक आफ्टर दैट यू कैन गेस द मीनिंग। ओके, सौम्य गोयल आल्सो सेज फोर्थ ऑप्शन होना चाहिए। सौम्य गोयल सेज फोर्थ ऑप्शन। ओके, Kashish says fourth option होना चाहिए। Okay, guys, anyone else would like to take a guess on this one? Okay, Yuri says fourth option. Yuri says fourth option. Lokendra says first option. Now, guys, all of you are going to become MBAs and you're going to join some sort of business. Okay, you're going to be a part of some sort of industry. You will hear this term very often. Okay, now, guys, the hint is that this is a very commonly used term in business parlance. Okay, golden handshake means to fire an employee and to give him a lot of money when he parts with the company. Okay, golden handshake का basically मतलब होता है to give a lot of money to a departing employee. Okay, generally golden handshakes are given because the company believes that it cannot afford to keep the employee. So in order to ensure that the employee does not become upset and both the parties, the company as well as the employee, both are happy. What the company does is that they give him a very big chunk of money and the employee happily departs. ठीक है, तो कई सिचुएशंस ऐसी होती है, कंपनी को लगता है कि यार इस एम्प्लॉय को तो रखना बहुत महंगा पड़ेगा। ठीक है, तो कंपनी पता है क्या करती है? व्हाट इट डज इज दैट इट गिव्स अ लॉट लाइक अ बिग चंक ऑफ मनी टू द एम्प्लॉय। द एम्प्लॉय इज हैप्पी, ओके, ही हैज गॉट मनी। ओके, कंपनी भी हैप्पी है कि अब चलो बंदा जा रहा है, हमें जरूरत भी नहीं थी इसकी। ठीक है, ही वाज अ वेरी कॉस्टली एम्प्लॉय। ओके, सो व्हेन such a situation is there, okay, like a few years back we heard this news that ICICI Bank gave a golden handshake to a lot of old employees. Okay, because they wanted like the new, the fresh blood. Okay, so you hear this idiom a lot in a banking sector, in the businesses. Okay, that is to give a large amount of money to a departing employee. Okay, so yes, Divesh, correct answer. Yuri, correct answer. Kashish, correct answer. Soumya, correct answer. Okay. Okay, so this is what the meaning of the idiom is. Golden handshake, a large amount of money given to a departing employee in order to get him, her to leave. Company was going through financial hardship, and since it could no longer afford the high salaries of the senior employees, it offered them golden handshakes. Normally, the senior executives are given the golden handshake because these people, they charge a very like they take home a very big salary and they don't really add value, so they're given golden handshakes. Okay, generally जो थोड़े से एजेड एम्प्लॉइज होते हैं ना, उनको गोल्डन हैंडशेक मिल जाता है क्योंकि उनकी सैलरी बहुत ज्यादा होती है। ठीक है, सो लाइक दे आर फायर्ड फ्रॉम द जॉब एंड लाइक दे आर गिवन some good amount of money so that they also don't feel bad. Sure. Okay, hand over fist, guys, what is the meaning of this idiom? Hand over fist. Hand over fist. Okay, now I think there would be two approaches. Some people will try to work out the meaning of this phrase by looking at the literal meaning of the words, and then there would be few who would know exactly what this phrase means, what this idiom means. Okay, chalo. So let's see, guys. Anyone who can tell me the meaning of this idiom quickly? Anyone who can tell me the meaning of this idiom? Hand over fist. Okay, Soumya says in large quantity. Okay, Lokendra says first option. Okay, Yuri says fourth option. Okay, Lokendra says fourth option, to have an advantage. Divyesh says fourth option. Kashish says fourth option. Okay, तो गैस वर्क भी चल रहा है, काफी अच्छी तरीके से गैस वर्क भी हो रहा है, पता भी है गैस वर्क भी हो रहा है, सारी काम हो रहे हैं। Okay, चलो let me give you an example. Okay, like where do you use this idiom most often? Okay, Nishtha Singhal says first option होना चाहिए. Okay, so Nishtha, yes, your answer is correct, and Soumya also, your answer is correct. So, guys, normally the idiom is used in this way. So when so person is making money hand over fist, he's making money hand over fist. Okay, for example, a so and so person has joined so and so company and he's making money, to make money hand over fist. ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, to make money hand over fist. To make money hand over fist. That means to make a huge amount of money. हैंड ओवर फिस्ट मीन्स कोई भी चीज जो बहुत बड़े अमाउंट में, लार्ज क्वांटिटी में आप करते हो। ठीक है, So like the way in which I have personally seen this idiom being used, okay, it is like to make money hand over fist. So when you say someone is making money hand over fist, that means he's making a lot of money. Simple. Okay. To get something or to do something in large quantity is hand over fist. ये इसका meaning होता है. And obviously you cannot predict it from the word of like from the literal meaning of the idiom itself. Literal meaning पढ़ोगे तो यार इसका नहीं पता चलता. ठीक है. This is what the meaning is. Okay, so guys, have a look at this example. Hand over fist means in large quantity. The summer was so hot that the ice cream bar was making money hand over fist. Okay, so it was so hot that the ice cream parlors were making a lot of money. ठीक है, अभी मैंने कहा कि ice cream parlors were making a lot of money. Instead of saying the ice cream parlors were making a lot of money, I can also say ice cream parlors were making money hand over fist. Okay, so when you make money hand over fist, it means you are making a lot of money. Okay, hand over fist means in large quantity, in large amount. Okay, sure. Coming to the next idiom, writing on the wall. Okay, guys, anyone who can tell me the meaning of this one? Writing on the wall? Writing on the wall. We generally say so and so person could see writing on the wall. We can see writing on the wall. What do I mean when I say writing on the wall? What is the meaning of this idiom? Writing on the wall? Anyone, guys? Okay, yes. So I can see some answers. Nishtha says first option to understand something. Divya says second option. Lokendra says fourth option. Okay, precarious means something that involves a lot of risk. Precarious situation is like a risky situation. Okay, impending future means something that cannot be avoided, right? So when you say impending doom, impending is like you cannot just avoid it. It is bound to happen. ठीक है, तो ये सारे options हैं. Writing on the wall, first option says to understand. Okay, second option is something that you cannot avoid from happening. Okay, Soumya says second option, Nishta Singhal says third option, Shubhangi Bish says third option. Okay, so guys, let me tell you the answer to this question. Okay, so the answer is second option, and Divyesh and Soumya have given the correct answer. Generally, we use this idiom in this way. We say to see writing on the wall. To see writing on the wall. ठीक है, जिसका लिटरल मीनिंग होता है कि भाई आप ये देख पा रहे हो कि वॉल पे क्या लिखा हुआ है, मतलब कि फ्यूचर में क्या होने वाला है. इम्पेंडिंग का मतलब होता है समथिंग दैट इज बाउंड टू हैपन, यू कैनॉट अवॉइड इट, फ्यूचर यू ऑलरेडी नो. ओके, सो गाइज, इफ यू वांट टू कन्वे द फीलिंग दैट दिस इज अ फ्यूचर दैट यू कैनॉट अवॉइड, एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. Like we all know about pollution, right? We all know about pollution, but we haven't taken any steps to rectify the problem. Okay, we all know that we are doomed, but no one can really see writing on the wall. So when you say no one can really see writing on the wall when it comes to pollution, it means no one can see the consequences that are bound to happen. ठीक है, अगर कोई चीज होने ही वाली है, something that you cannot avoid, stop from happening, that is what guys is writing on the wall. Okay, impending future, very important idiom. Okay, look at this. Look at this, guys. Okay, look at this example. Okay, so uh, a forecast or prediction of an event. So what is writing on the wall? Writing on the wall is a forecast or prediction of an event. Event के होने से पहले आपने बता दिया कि ये चीजें होने वाली हैं, right? The employees could see the writing on the wall when the company was sold to a foreign conglomerate. ठीक है, तो employees को पता चल गया कि भाई क्या होने वाला है, आगे क्या आने वाला है. ठीक है, because like when they saw that the company was getting sold to a foreign conglomerate. Okay, so that is what writing on the wall is, future prediction. Okay, so guys, here comes the next idiom. Just fell off the turnip truck. I've given four options. Let me explain these four options. The idiom is when someone falls off the turnip truck. To fell off the turnip truck. Turnip truck. To fell off the turnip truck. Naive. Okay, guys, this is not knave. Knave is a scoundrel. Naive is someone who can easily be fooled. We generally use words like credulous. Okay, credulous is someone who believes you easily. Okay, gullible. Okay, someone who can be made a fool very easily. So these people, credulous and gullible, that is what naive means. देखिए एस्केप आप जानते ही हो. Civic means people who are well cultured, well mannered. Okay, people who live in cities. And lucky happening. Okay, that is the fourth option. So can you tell me what should be the answer to this one? Okay, what do I mean when I say someone has not just fallen off the turnip truck, or someone has just fallen off the turnip truck? Okay, guys, anyone who can tell me the meaning of this one? Okay, lucky happening. Okay, lucky happening. Okay, okay, I will take that. Guys, anyone else who would like to take a guess on this one before we take it for discussion? Lokendra says fourth option. Vibor says fourth option. Mr. Single says first option. Yuri says first option. ठीक है चलो. So let me take this guys for discussion. देखो यार naive का पता है मतलब क्या होता है? Okay, this is the answer guys. Naive. Now guys, naive and naive are two different words. A lot of us are confused between these two words. Now naive is used for a person who can be fooled easily, and naive is someone who is a scoundrel. ठीक है, तो बेसिकली हमारा जो डिस्कशन है ना वहाँ पे नाइव के बारे में हो रहा है. हिंदी में कहते हैं भोला भाला. अ पर्सन हु कैन बी फूल्ड इजीली. एंड आई कैन यूज वर्ड्स लाइक क्रेडुलस, गलिबल, ingenuous. ओके, ingenuous. आई एम नॉट सेइंग ingenious, आई एम सेइंग ingenuous फॉर सच पीपल हु बिलीव यू वेरी इजीली. ठीक है, जो आप उनको बात बताओगे वो आपकी बात बहुत आसानी से मान लेंगे. ओके, सो व्हेन समवन इज लाइक रियली गलिबल, समवन इज लाइक रियली, हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना भोला भाला. ठीक है, credulous. Okay, that is where I use this idiom. Someone has fallen off the turnip truck. So look at this example. It will make the whole thing even clearer. Okay, so guys, look at this. Just fell off the turnip truck. Now we use this idiom to describe a person who is really naive, who is very gullible, who can be fooled easily, and ignorant. Okay, a hick. A hick का basically meaning होता है a person who belongs to a village. Okay, hick, bucolic, है ना, ये words सारे. ठीक है. Now look at the example, guys. The example says Tanner may look like a simple country boy, but he's savvy and didn't just fall off the turnip truck. क्या मीनिंग हुआ इसका? इसका मीनिंग हुआ दैट वो बंदा दिखने में तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे अभी गांव से आया हो. ठीक है, लाइक ही लुक्स लाइक अ वेरी सिंपल कंट्री बॉय. कंट्री बॉय इज लाइक समवन कम्स फ्रॉम अ विलेज, राइट? But he is very savvy. Okay, like he is very smart, and he's not someone who can be fooled easily. He has not just fallen off the turnip truck. He's smart enough, right? Okay, so that is what it means when you say someone has just fallen off the turnip truck. It means he's very naive, he's very ignorant, and he's someone who can be fooled easily, right? ठीक है, तो आई होप ये समझ में आ गया आपको. चलो नेक्स्ट पे आते हैं. कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट वन. ओके, so guys, now we look at this question, and this is like basically a question of figure of speech. Okay, and the idea is that we go through some questions. Okay, so like this will really like refresh your memory if you have done this topic. अगर नहीं किया तो कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है, अभी हम लोग कर लेंगे. So this is the question: substituting the word euthanasia for mercy killing or killing the terminally ill. Now, who is a terminally ill person? A person who will eventually die, right? जिसको आप ना बचा नहीं सकते. So euthanasia is a term that we use for mercy killing. So quickly tell me what should be the answer. That use of term euthanasia is a hyperbole, is a euphemism, is an assonance, or is an oxymoron? Okay. Okay, Vibor says B option. Guys, how many of you know the meaning of all these terms? Okay, if you don't, then just look at the discussion. Okay, just observe the discussion. Okay, Kashish says B option, Yuri says second option. ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, Devesh also says second option. ठीक है. Now see, yes, the answer to this question is going to be yes, Kashish correct answer, Yuri correct answer, Devesh correct answer, and I think three people have replied. Okay. Soumya also says B option. Okay, Soumya has correct answer. देखो, what is a euphemism? A euphemism is basically a replacement for a more offensive expression with an expression that people will find more acceptable. So when I say euthanasia, euthanasia is basically a replacement, or a better way to say a person is getting killed. Okay, a person is getting killed. Okay, but then that is mercy killing. Okay, so euphemism is use of a less offensive expression for something that might sound more offensive. ठीक है, जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं ना लाइक किकिंग द बकेट इज अ यूफेमिज्म फॉर डाइंग, ठीक है। Guys, hyperbole is an exaggeration. Okay, so when you indulge in exaggeration, आप किसी चीज को बहुत ज्यादा exaggerate कर रहे हो, बढ़ा चढ़ा के बोल रहे हो, so that is what hyperbole is. Assonance का meaning क्या होता है? What is assonance? Assonance is basically the resemblance of sound between syllables of nearby words arising from rhyming of two or more vowels. ठीक है, तो मेरे पास दो वर्ड्स हैं, उनके अंदर वॉल्स की राइमिंग हो रही है, ठीक है, तो राइमिंग स्कीम चल रही है, ठीक है, वो सेम वॉल आपका बार बार रिपीट हो रहा है. So that sort of a situation where you have a resemblance of sound between syllables of nearby word is an assonance. An oxymoron is basically a combination of two words where both the words are like antonyms of each other. Okay, for example, if I say completely stupid. Now, when I say completely stupid, okay, or when I say, let's say, a deafening silence. Now, guys, these are oxymorons. Okay. Now, deafening is something that is very loud. Okay, it would make you deaf. And silence is like बिल्कुल चुपचाप. Okay, कोई आवाज नहीं है. So, deafening silence is nothing but an oxymoron. Okay, so such a situation is oxymoron. So, guys, we can see that the best answer to this question is euphemism because mercy killing ka replacement is euthanasia. Like it's a less offensive way to say someone is getting killed. Right? Chalo. So guys, this is an interesting one. The chugga chug of a train echoed down the hill while a cloud of smoke rose up in the blue western sky. The options are simile, metonymy, anaphora, and onomatopoeia. What should be the answer? हाँ जी, क्या होना चाहिए? What should be the answer? Simile, metonymy, anaphora, onomatopoeia. What do you think? Quickly tell me the answer. Okay, Yuri says D option होना चाहिए. Kashish says D option. Nishta says D option. Vibhor says D option. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So guys, this is a confusing one, right? This is a confusing one. Okay, this is a confusing one. Okay. ठीक है. Okay, Kashish says D option, Yuri says D option, Nishta Singhal says D option, Vibhor says D option, Devesh says B option. Metonymy. Okay, metonymy. चलो मैं आपको मीनिंग्स बताता हूँ इनके, ठीक है, एंड देन यू टेल मी व्हाट शुड बी द आंसर. ओके, दिस इज बेसिकली अ स्लाइटली कंट्रोवर्शियल क्वेश्चन क्योंकि इसमें दो दो आंसर जस्टिफाई हो रहे हैं. मैं आपको मीनिंग बताता हूँ. सिंपली इज बेसिकली कंपैरिजन. Okay, direct comparison. For example, when I say he's a lion. Okay, now guys, this is a direct comparison when okay, when you when you compare, okay, like so sorry, जब आप compare करते हो, he is like a lion, sorry, okay, कुछ इस तरीके से he is like a lion, okay, so that is a simile, okay, so when you say he is like a lion, okay, he is as a lion or like a lion, ठीक है, so that's a simile. Metonymy का basically meaning क्या होता है? For example, if I use the word suit for business executives, okay, when I use the word suit for business executives, it's a use of a certain attribute as substitute for the real thing. ठीक है, okay. For example, like you know, the word suit for business executives. So metonymy is nothing but a use of a term or an attribute or an adjunct for the real thing. तो मुझे ये नहीं बोलना business executives, मुझे उनके लिए term use करना है और मैंने term use कर लिया suit. Now suit refers to business executives, so such a use of an attribute or adjunct for the real thing, okay, is called as metonymy. What is anaphora? Anaphora is basically the repetition of a word or phrase at the beginning of successive clause. So guys, this is also one of the very close choices that we have repetition of word or phrase. Repetition of word or phrase. Okay, at the beginning of successive clauses or successive phrases. Okay, at the beginning. So this is also one of the potential answers that we can see here. Okay, हाँ काशी C भी हो सकता है ना, ठीक है, that is what I mean. And this is onomatopoeia. Now, onomatopoeia is basically a word from sound. Okay, word from sound. तो कुछ sound ऐसी होती है ना जिनका word बन जाता है. For example, woof woof, or you say uh, moo. Now, moo is a sound of cow, but moo is also a word. Okay, similarly, sizzle, sizzle. Now sizzle is a sound and sizzle is also a word. Okay, so when you saute something, what is the sound that comes? It's a sizzling sound. Okay. Now guys, if you actually look at this question, I believe that it's the repetition of the same word or phrase at the, like, like this is the repetition, chaga chug, chaga chug, chaga chug. Okay, so I think that it should be C option. But yes, this is a confusing question because it will also justify the D wala, that is a word from sound, and like chugging is basically a sound and chugging is also a word, right? Okay, so I think D option भी बहुत से लोगों ने mark किया था, but personally speaking I think it should be C option. Okay, though there would always be controversy, but यहाँ पे repetition of phrase चल रहा है, repetition of word or phrase. Okay, so I think both can be justified, but like personally speaking, I would go in for the repetition. Okay. Alliteration में यार you have the sound of that ये consonant I think, ठीक है. जो आपका ना क्या कहते हैं alliteration होता है, तो consonant का sound होता है, ठीक है. I think वही पूछना चाह रहे हो ना आप? Let me see. Okay, है ना, तो वो उसमें थोड़ा सा difference होता है बस. चलो, you have a lot of work to do, so I will lend you a hand. I will lend you a hand. देखो इसमें कौन सा होना चाहिए. ओके विभोर, हाँ रिपीटिशन की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, बिल्कुल. मैंने यही चीज कही है आपको, ठीक है, कि यहाँ पे ये कंट्रोवर्सी हो सकती है, ठीक है. दैट इज व्हाट आई सेड. ओके, इन दिस केस वी हैव रिपीटिशन. ओके, इन एनाफोरा वी हैव द फर्स्ट वर्ड का रिपीटिशन. ओके, एनाफोरा में देखो यार ना रिपीटिशन होता है, और और सक्सेसिव क्लॉजेस के अंदर वो रिपीटिशन आपका होता है, ठीक है. और इस वाली केस के अंदर भी रिपीटिशन तो हो रहा है, खैर, ठीक है. एंड द सेकंड थिंग दैट इज हैपनिंग इन दिस इज दैट यू हैव अ वर्ड फ्रॉम साउंड, ठीक है. तो मैंने वही चीज मैंने कही थी कि सी और डी ऑप्शन के अंदर एक चॉइस हो सकती है, ठीक है. सो लाइक पर्सनली आई थिंक इट शुड बी सी ऑप्शन, बट यस आई कैन ऑल्सो जस्टिफाई द डी वाला, ठीक है, बिकॉज इट्स वर्ड फ्रॉम साउंड. ओके. Okay, look at this question, guys. So most people say it is synecdoche. Okay, that is part representing the whole. Okay, ji. Okay, so I can see Divesh says D option, Kashish says D option, Soumya says D option, Vibhor Kulshrest says D option. Absolutely, guys. Okay, देखो यार यहाँ पे सबसे बेस्ट जस्टिफाई होगा ना वो डी ऑप्शन होगा. लेट मी टेल यू द मीनिंग ऑफ दीज टर्म्स वन बाय वन. Now, guys, assonance is basically resemblance of sound between the syllables of nearby words. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे कोई resemblance of sound तो हमें दिख नहीं रहा, ठीक है. ओके. ओके विभोर, इसमें क्या मार्क करें? देखो विभोर, इस वाले क्वेश्चन में ना एक्चुअली मुझे जो एग्जाम के अंदर जो इसका जो आंसर मिला था वो सी ऑप्शन मिला था. But then when I actually gave it a thought, okay, I thought that even the D wala can be justified. Okay, maybe the question is problematic. I don't know. Okay, I just picked up some random questions for discussion today. Okay, so मैंने उतना ज़्यादा check नहीं किया, ठीक है. हाँ, लेकिन इनका जो official answer था ना वो C option था. Okay, that is repetition of word or phrase at the beginning. Okay, so that is repetition of word or phrase. But yes, D option is like a word from sound, that is sizzle and moo. ठीक है, तो कोई word जो sound से बनता है. अब मैंने जब सोचा तो इसमें मुझे लगा कि चग is a word also and chugging is also a sound. Okay, so even the D wala can be justified. ठीक है. So I hope you don't get such questions in the actual exam. ठीक है, ये तो मैंने एक random question pick किया है, ठीक है, from some book. Okay, so maybe like they left out on that thing. Okay, चलो next पे आते हैं. You have a lot of work to do, so I will lend you a hand. Now guys, if you look at this, lending someone a hand. Now this is the substitution of a part for the whole. Substitution of the part for the whole. So guys, instead of saying that the whole person is going to help you, okay, you simply say I'm going to lend you a hand. So hand is just a part of your body, but you actually mean that I'm going to come and help you. तो यहाँ पे एक चीज समझनी हमें. Whenever you have the context of this figure of speech synecdoche, what happens in this, you use part as a representative of the whole. ठीक है, तो आपने ये तो नहीं बोला कि आप खुद आके हेल्प करोगे. आपने अपने पार्ट को यूज कर लिया. यू सेड दैट आई एम गोइंग टू लेंड यू अ हैंड, व्हिच एक्चुअली मींस दैट यू आर गोइंग टू कम एज अ होल पर्सन एंड आई एम गोइंग टू हेल्प. right? ठीक है, so we all know that lending someone a hand is using a substitute for the whole person. Okay, so यार यहाँ पे काफी easily I can see all of you have given the correct answer. Divyesh correct answer, Kashish correct answer, Soumya correct answer, Vibhor correct answer, and Nishta single correct answer. So yes, very easily we can say that the answer is Cynic Jokey. So that is D option, that is substituting the part for the whole. ठीक है, apostrophe का मतलब क्या होता है? Talking to some third non-existent person. And irony is basically a contrast where like where you have a situation like a where you try to contrast two things to make your point. Okay, so यहाँ पे कुछ ऐसा कुछ contrast तो हमें दिख नहीं रहा. Okay, कुछ sarcastic भी नहीं है. So irony is also obviously not the answer. Okay, so the answer is the option. चलो नेक्स्ट वाले पे आते हैं. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness, it was the epoch of belief, it was the epoch of incredulity. Okay, incredulity by the way means disbelief. Okay, something that you cannot believe easily. And four options are given, guys. Okay, one is antithesis, the other is litotes, the option is simile, and D option is understatement. Okay. और मैं थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे दिवेश एक छोटा सा डिफरेंस होता है मेटोनमी और सेनेक्टोकी में. देखो एक चीज समझना, इन मेटोनमी you have any attribute that is used as a representative of the whole. In the case of synecdoche you have a part that represents the whole. ठीक है, सो गाइज मैंने एक क्वेश्चन है जो मैं इसको डिस्क्राइब कर दे मैं एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ. दिवेश हैज आस्क्ड मी मेटोनमी और सिनेक्डोकी में क्या डिफरेंस होता है. तो एक चीज देखना, मेट्रोनमी का एग्जांपल लेते हैं, जैसे मैंने आपसे कहा सूट फॉर द बिजनेस पीपल. ठीक है, अब एक चीज समझो, सूट is just one of the attributes, it's just one of the things that is associated with business people, but it's not a part of business people, right? It's metonymy. In metonymy what happens, you substitute the name of an attribute or adjunct for the whole thing. ठीक है, in the case of synecdoche, what happens, ठीक है, इन द केस ऑफ सिनेक्डोकी व्हाट हैपेंस. ठीक है, सिनेक्डोकी के अंदर देखो क्या होता है. सिनेक्डोकी में व्हाट यू हैव इज यूजिंग पार्ट फॉर होल. एग्जांपल लें, फॉर एग्जांपल व्हेन आई से व्हील्स, आई हैव गॉट माई सेल्फ न्यू व्हील्स. नाउ व्हेन आई से आई हैव गॉट माई सेल्फ न्यू व्हील्स, इट मींस आई हैव गॉट माई सेल्फ अ न्यू कार. ओके, मैंने आपसे पूछा वेयर आर योर व्हील्स, वेयर आर योर व्हील्स, क्वेश्चन मार्क. ओके, तो यार व्हील्स जो है वो तो कार का पार्ट है ना. ठीक है, व्हेन यू सब्स्टिट्यूट पार्ट फॉर द होल, व्हेन यू सब्स्टिट्यूट पार्ट फॉर द होल गाइस, दैट इज सिनेक्डोकी. ठीक है, ओके, अभी यहाँ पे भी देखो कंफ्यूजन है 40 सेकंड वाले में, क्योंकि ऑप्शंस काफी क्लोज है, राइट. ठीक है, सो आई कैन सी कशिश सेज ए ऑप्शन, गुड कशिश. ओके, निष्ठा सिंगल सेज डी ऑप्शन. गाइस एनीवन एल्स वुड लाइक टू टेक अ कॉल ऑन दिस क्वेश्चन 40 सेकंड वाला, जल्दी जल्दी, एनीवन हु कैन टेल मी द आंसर टू दिस क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, देखो यहाँ पे फोर ऑप्शन है, एंटीथेसिस, लाइटोटीज, सिमिली एंड अंडरस्टेटमेंट. ओके, एनीवन एल्स वुड लाइक टू आंसर. दिव्येश सेज ए वाला ऑप्शन होना चाहिए. ठीक है दिव्येश, गुड. चलो, okay, chalo, let me take this for discussion then. Okay, so I have got enough replies. So guys, antithesis is like when you contrast using juxtapositioning. Now what does that mean? देखो, antithesis में one thing is clear that there are two things which are anti, right? एक दूसरे का opposite, anti. And then there is juxtapositioning. Now guys, what is juxtapositioning? Juxtapositioning is like keeping two things side by side which are opposite of each other so that the contrast becomes very, very effective. This is a technique that we use a lot in advertisements. ठीक है, तो एक गंजे बंदे को आप लेते हो जिसमें कोई बाल नहीं है, एक दूसरा पर्सन होता है जिसने वो क्रीम लगाई, उससे उसके बाल आ गए, एंड यू से दैट ओके जस्ट लुक गाइस हाउ इफेक्टिव दिस क्रीम इज. ओके, नाउ द पर्सन यूज द क्रीम एंड लाइक ही बिकेम like he has all these good hair now, right? Okay, so guys, that is juxtapositioning. You keep two things side by side and you create a contrast. तो यार यहाँ पे ध्यान से देखो, what you can see is is the technique of juxtapositioning. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom, it was the age of foolishness. Okay, so this is the use of juxtapositioning and contrast. We can see that in the successive clauses we can see contrast and a lot of juxtapositioning. ठीक है, तो antithesis is a good option. ठीक है, second path है litotes. Okay, now what is litotes? Now litotes is basically an ironic understatement. Okay, what is an ironic understatement, guys? Let me explain by giving you an example. What is litotes? It's an ironic understatement. एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, ironic understatement. Let me take an example. If I say, if I say, for example, if I say litotes, it is not the best of weather today. It's not the best of weather today. So guys, this is litotes. This is basically an ironic understatement. Here what you do, an affirmative is expressed by negation of its contrary. An affirmative is expressed an affirmative is expressed by the negation of its contrary. By the negation of its contrary. अब ये चीज थोड़ी समझना एक बार, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स है, क्योंकि लाइटोटीज और एंटीथेसिस में काफी क्लोज वो है ना, मतलब चॉइसेस हो सकती हैं. तो देखो इसका फंडा पता है क्या होता है. मुझे कहना है कि आज मौसम खराब है, तो मैंने ये तो नहीं कहा कि आज मौसम खराब है, मैंने ये कह दिया उल्टा कि आज मौसम सबसे अच्छा नहीं है. तो बेसिकली व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, व्हाट यू आर एक्चुअली डूइंग इज यू आर नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी. In order to express the affirmative, you are negating the contrary. ठीक है ना. तो मैंने ये तो नहीं कहा कि आज मौसम खराब है, मैंने कह दिया कि भाई इट्स नॉट द बेस्ट ऑफ द वेदर टुडे. So when you say it's not the best of the weather today, what you actually trying to say is that the weather is bad. But instead of saying directly that the weather is bad, what you're actually saying, it's not the best of weather today. तो guys ये समझ में आ रहा है. ठीक है, you are negating the contrary. You are negating the contrary to basically give the affirmative. ठीक है, तो इंस्टेड ऑफ डायरेक्टली सेइंग समथिंग यू गो एंड नेगेट द कॉन्ट्ररी. ठीक है, ओके. अब जैसे सपोज मुझे कहना है कि कोई पर्सन है जो थोड़ा सा ना करप्ट है, तो मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा ही इज करप्ट, मैं ये कहूंगा, मुझे कहना है कि कोई बंदा है जो करप्ट है. ठीक है, तो मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा कि करप्ट है वो. ठीक है, मैं ये तो नहीं कहूंगा कि वो करप्ट है, मैं पता है क्या बोलूंगा, लेट्स से ही इज नॉट द मोस्ट ऑनेस्ट पर्सन I have met. अब देखो इसको सेंटेंस को पढ़ना, मुझे कहना है कि वो बंदा करप्ट है, बट मैंने ऐसे नहीं बोला कि वो करप्ट है. पता है मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैंने उसको घुमा के बोल रहा हूँ. मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ, लेट अस से ही इज नॉट द मोस्ट ऑनेस्ट पर्सन. तो बेसिकली आई एम नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी. आई एम नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी, एंड बाय नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी आई एम गिविंग द अफर्मेटिव. मतलब इसका जो उल्टा मैसेज है कि ही इज करप्ट एक्चुअली, है ना. ठीक है, सो गाइस दैट इज लाइटोटीज. दैट इज लाइटोटीज, राइट. इट्स अ आयरॉनिक अंडरस्टेटमेंट. ठीक है, कशिश यार, दिवेश सॉरी दिवेश, यूफेमिज्म के अंदर ना और इसमें एक डिफरेंस है. वो पता है डिफरेंस क्या है, कि लाइटोटीज में ना एक नेगेशन भी चल रहा है. जैसे मैंने अगर कहना है कि वो ऑनेस्ट नहीं है, तो मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगा कि भाई कि भाई वो करप्ट है. मैं ऐसे बोलूंगा, लेट अस से ही इज नॉट द मोस्ट ऑनेस्ट पर्सन. तो बेसिकली मैं क्या करूंगा कि कोई मैसेज देने के लिए ना उसके उल्टे मैसेज के अंदर नॉट लगा दूंगा. ठीक है, एंड देन आई वुड कन्वे दी मैसेज. अभी जैसे मैंने देखो सेंटेंस में क्या किया मैंने. ठीक है, मैंने आपसे कहा कि मौसम खराब है, लेकिन मैंने ऐसा तो नहीं बोला कि टुडे द वेदर इज बैड. मैंने उसके उल्टे वाले को नेगेट कर दिया. ठीक है, तो ऐसा कहता है ना कि नेगेटिव का नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव हो जाता है. तो बेसिकली मैसेज तो वही गया ना. मैंने आपसे कहा इट इज नॉट द बेस्ट ऑफ वेदर टुडे, द मैसेज इज दैट द वेदर इज बैड. बट इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग द वेदर इज बैड, व्हाट आई एम एक्चुअली डूइंग इज आई एम नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी. ओके, सो दिस इज अ फिगर ऑफ स्पीच गाइस. ठीक है, यूफेमिज्म में नेगेटिंग द कॉन्ट्ररी नहीं होता. ठीक है, तो तुम्हें यूफेमिज्म से मिलता जुलता लग रहा है, लेकिन जो तुमने डिफरेंस पूछा है ना वो नॉट का है. यहाँ पे ना नेगेट होगा कॉन्ट्ररी. और नेगेटिव का नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव हो जाएगा। तो तुमने कहा आज अच्छा मौसम, अब लेट्स से आज अच्छा मौसम नहीं है, ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि आज मौसम खराब है। बट तुमने ऐसे नहीं बोला कि आज मौसम खराब है, तुमने कहा आज मौसम अच्छा नहीं है, ठीक है, दैट इज लाइटोटीज, राइट। ओके, सो गाइस आई थिंक अभी समझ में आ गया होगा, ठीक है, कोई इतना टफ नहीं है, आई थिंक यू मेड सेंस ऑफ दिस, ठीक है। तो या यहाँ पे तो एंटीथेसिस है, यहाँ पे नॉट व्हाट तो नहीं आ रहा है ना, नॉट व्हाट नहीं है ना यहाँ पे, ठीक है। सो वी कैन गो इन फॉर एंटीथेसिस। एंटीथेसिस बेसिकली like trying to juxtapose. Okay, so like you have two phrases. Okay, and the juxtapositioning is creating the effect. Okay, so that is antithesis, right? ठीक है। अच्छा, सिमली का मतलब कंपैरिजन होता है, तो यहाँ कंपैरिजन वगैरह कुछ है नहीं, अंडरस्टेटमेंट यहाँ पे है नहीं, ठीक है। तो दैट इज बेसिकली ओके एंटीथेसिस, दैट मीन्स in the successive phrases you have juxtapositioning, and obviously you have two things that are contrary to each other. So two phrases, contrary and juxtapositioning. Contrary and juxtapositioning मतलब antithesis. Okay, negation of the contrary मतलब litotes. Negation हो नहीं रहा, litotes हट गया, आंसर क्या हो गया, antithesis, ठीक है। चलो, okay, so guys, look at this. We talked with each other about each other though neither of us spoke. We talked with each other about each other though neither of us spoke. Guys, figure of speech. Let's see who can figure this out. We talked with each other about each other though neither of us spoke. Let us see who can figure out the figure of speech. Okay. Okay, so Soumya Goel has figured out the figure of speech. Okay, Soumya says B option hona chahiye. Okay. Kashish Parashar also says B option. Okay, guys, anyone else would like to take a try on this? Okay, now guys, this is also interesting to figure out figure of speech. Divesh also says B option. I think all of you have figured out. Prachi Vats also says B option. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Soumya, Kashish, Nishtha, Divyesh, Prachi, guys, all of you have given the correct answer. That is indeed the answer to this question, and that is paradox. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, this is a paradox that you're talking to each other, but still you are not speaking. But that is the ultimate paradox that you can see. ठीक है, तो आप बातें भी कर रहे हो लेकिन बोल भी नहीं रहे. तो that is an ironical situation. That's a paradox. It's a contradiction basically. ठीक है, कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है, कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन है। क्यों है कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन? बिकॉज ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि आप बिना बोले बातें कर लो? इट्स अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन, इट्स कॉन्ट्ररी टू रियलिटी, इट्स अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन, right? So yes, the answer is B option. Metonymy cannot be the answer because metonymy is a replacement by an attribute of the entire thing. Okay, so there's no attribute that is replacing the whole thing. Then you have synecdoche, that is a replacement of the whole by a part. वो भी नहीं हो रहा. Personification भी नहीं हो रहा. That is representing a non-living thing with a person. So obviously, there's no personification. Like you are not considering any non-living thing to be a person. Okay, so like in many situations we consider a non-living thing to be a human. Okay, like a living person. So ऐसा भी कुछ यहाँ पे हो नहीं रहा. So it's also not personification. ठीक है. So yes, Bhavik, the answer is B option. Absolutely correct. Absolutely, Bhavik. This is the answer. Okay. So guys, moving on to the next question. Okay, so we have the next question on the screen. Oh, western wind when winds do blow, that small rain can. Okay, चलो इसका देखो. निश्चय ऐसे ऑप्शंस आते हैं जो क्लियर हो, है ना, ठीक है। आई बिलीव दैट देर आर मेनी पार्ट ऑफ स्पीच विच कैन कंफ्यूज. यस, देर इज अ वेरी गुड लाइक है ना, गुड reason to believe that some of these things can be confusing, but frankly speaking I believe that in the actual exam you will find questions with distinct options, ठीक है। तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ऐसे दो ऑप्शंस आ जाएंगे जो बिल्कुल सिमिलर होंगे, क्योंकि फिर यार ऑब्वियसली फिर तो बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत हो जाएगी, है ना, सिमिलर ऑप्शंस नहीं आने चाहिए, ठीक है। सो Prakashish says C option, Vibhor says C option, Yuri says C option, Soumya says C option. So guys, I think you have really worked on the part of speech, and I can see almost all of you have given the correct answer. Okay, Divyesh again C option, ठीक है. Bhavik says C option. Okay, so guys, I think all of you are very well prepared for the snap exam because uh, like you people figured out this one as well. Okay, so guys, that is what apostrophe means. Apostrophe is talking to a third Non-present entity like God. Okay. What is apostrophe? Yes, Mr. Single, that is the answer. What is apostrophe? Apostrophe means when you talk to someone who is non-existent, who is not present. Okay. So guys, you have the speaker, you have the listener, and then you have the third non-existent entity. So when you speak to that third non-existent entity, that is what is called as apostrophe. So you can see this Christ. This person is referring to the Christ, that is third non-existent entity. Okay, and so guys, I can see that okay, like almost all of you have replied correctly. Okay, that means that all of you have prepared this topic well. ठीक है क्योंकि आपने इस वाले को भी क्रैक कर लिया इसका मतलब like है ना so me that means that okay you have really looked at all the parts of speech, so that's really good. Okay, that means your preparation is on the spot, uh, on point, sorry. ओके अभी कौन कौन सा सबका करेक्ट है? निष्ठा निष्ठा सिंगल करेक्ट आंसर, भाविक करेक्ट आंसर, दिवेश करेक्ट आंसर, सौम्या करेक्ट आंसर, यूरी करेक्ट आंसर, विभोर करेक्ट आंसर, कशिश करेक्ट आंसर. ओके सो गाइस all of you have given the correct answer. Perfect. Okay, so I think one or two questions left. Let's see. Pinching pennies with Pittsburgh Pirates in a pitter patter of rain outside the Pity Palace. What do you say? What should be the answer? Yes, Kashish B option, Vibhor B option, Divyesh B option, Soumya's B option, Nishtha B option, Prachi what's B option, Yuri B option. Okay, guys, all of you say B option. Yes, that is indeed the answer, and that is the repetition of consonant sound. Consonants. Okay, so pitching pennies, consonant PP, Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay, PP, Pitter Patter, PP. Okay, so guys, what is alliteration? Okay, what is alliteration? The repetition of the consonant sound. Okay, yes, Bhavik, correct answer. So again, guys, all of you have replied correctly. Prachi, Yuri, Nishtha, Bhavik, Soumya, Divyesh, okay, Vibhor, Kashish, okay, yes, that is the answer. Okay, my uncle passed away in 1970. What's the answer? Exclamation, tautology, apostrophe, euphemism. Guys, what should be the answer to this question? My uncle passed away. Okay. Okay. So Soumya says D option. Yuri says C option. Bhavik says D option. Nishtha says D option. Okay. So guys, there's a question. What is the meaning of the word chiasmus? Okay. So chiasmus देखो guys क्या होता है? जैसे एक expression में देता हूँ. Okay. So this is what a chiasmus is. Where you use the same term but in a inverted manner. So for example, never let a fool kiss you. Never let a fool kiss you, or a kiss fool you, or a kiss fool you. Okay. So such a statement. Never let a fool kiss you or a kiss fool you. Okay, let me write it here. Okay, ठीक है. So Divyesh, this is what this term chiasmus means. इसमें क्या होता है कि you have like two like you know the two clauses or two phrases that you have the same terms, but then the sequence gets changed and it gives a very different meaning. ठीक है. तो होता क्या है कि यार कियास्मस में ना आपके वर्ड तो सेम होते हैं, लेकिन सीक्वेंस चेंज हो जाता है. सीक्वेंस चेंज होने से ना उसका मीनिंग भी चेंज हो जाता है, एंड इट क्रिएट्स अ लाइक सॉर्ट ऑफ सिचुएशन वेयर यू हैव अ टोटली डिफरेंट मैसेज दैट कम्स आउट, राइट? एंड लुक एट दिस. नेवर लेट अ फूल किस यू. ओके, सो दैट हैज वन मीनिंग. सेम वर्ड्स को मैंने यूज किया, रिवर्स कर दिया, उसके मैंने पोजीशंस को चेंज कर दिया, और अ किस फूल यू. नाउ द मैसेज इज टोटली डिफरेंट. So when you have words and then the sequence or the order of the words is changed, and then you write the same words but a different meaning, Okay, so that is what a chiasmus is. Okay, so I hope you got this. Tautology is basically repetition. Okay, tautology का मतलब repetition होता है, तो ये repetition तो यहाँ पे कोई है नहीं, exclamation कोई यहाँ पे है नहीं. Apostrophe is talking to a non-existent third entity, so there is no non-existent third entity, so this is also ruled out. You are not talking to the god. Okay, so this is also ruled out. Euphemism is a use of less offensive expression for the offensive one. So instead of saying someone died, you now say someone has passed away. So guys, you are using a less offensive expression. So that means it's a euphemism. And I can see almost all of you have given the correct answer. So Divyesh, Soumya, Bhavik, Nishta, Vibor, Yuri. Okay, all of you have given the correct answer. Okay, so that's good. The option, yes. Okay, 16th question. How many times have I told you to clean your room? Okay, so we have discussed these terms. Oxymoron we have seen, hyperbole we have seen, eponymy we have not seen. Okay, what's an eponym? Eponym is basically the name of a person used for a certain thing. Okay, for example, Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease. तो किसी person के नाम से अगर किसी जगह का नाम या किसी बीमारी का या किसी चीज का नाम आता है, that is what eponymy is. So when I say Parkinson's disease, Parkinson's disease. So, guys, the name of the disease comes from the name of a person. So, you have a lot of locations where the name of the person is the reason for the word. Okay, so that is what is called as that is what we call as eponym, and this is what is eponymy. Okay, so like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, ये सारे के सारे ना किसी person के name से वो word बना हुआ है. So I can see Kashish says A option, Yuri says A option, Soumya says A option, Nitin George says A option, Nishta Singhal says A option, Divyesh says A option, okay, Prachi says A option. Okay. So when I say how many times have I told you to clean your room? Okay, so that is a rhetorical question. So guys, what's a rhetorical question? A rhetorical question is a question where you already know the answer. Okay, you already know the answer. ठीक है, आपको आंसर पता है ना? But still you ask that question because you want to create the desired effect on the audience. Okay, you want to create a desired effect on the audience, so you ask that question. Now this is, guys, a technique to make an impression on the audience. Okay, and this is also a technique to basically like get the listener under some sort of pressure. Generally this technique is used by a lot of these commentators, a lot of these debates. Okay, where you debate something and like you want to make your point and you want to impress the audience. Okay, you want to make your point, so you indulge in rhetorical questions. Okay, rhetorical questions matlab asking questions for which you already know the reply, but you're just trying to ask the question so that you can create the desired effect. Okay, so that's a rhetorical question. You will see rhetorical questioning a lot uh, in these debates, and like if you see live discussions, there are a lot of rhetorical questioning that goes on. Okay, so A option. Okay, so let's I think चलो खैर ये वाला करते हैं. The phrase humming bee, the crackling hen, and the buzzing saw are examples of onomatopoeia, metonymy, personification, spoonerism. Okay, spoonerism is basically verbal errors. Okay, so guys, just tell me the answer to this question and then I discuss these options one by one. Okay, so I can see Kashish A option, Yuri A option, Prachi A option, Vibor A option, Divyesh A option, Nishta Singhal A option, Nitin A option, Bhavik A option. Okay, so I can see that yes, Soumya A option. Okay, so guys, that means all of you figured out the question. Sabko answer pata hai. That's fantastic. Okay, so humming bee, crackling hand, buzzing saw. Okay, so these are the words that come from sound. So sound से word. Okay, a word that comes from sound. Okay, sound से word कोई आ रहा है. So that is onomatopoeia. Okay, so yes, that is correct answer. Okay, it cannot be metonymy because metonymy is the use of attribute to represent the entire thing or the whole, like the actual thing. It's not the use of an attribute or the use of a part to represent something. Personification we already know to represent someone as a person. Okay, and what is spoonerism? Okay, for example, if I say tons of soil. Now the actual expression is sons of toil. Okay. Now guys, those people who are dyslexic, sometimes they make this mistake. What they do is that in certain words they end up using the wrong letters, like the letters get changed. Okay, so instead of saying sons of toil, they end up saying tons of soil. Okay, so you can see in spoonerism is nothing but a like the error where I know you can see verbal errors. Okay, this is basically like you are saying a certain word, but certain letters get mixed up. ओके सो मिक्सड अप हो जाते हैं सर्टेन लेटर्स है ना. तो मुझे बोलना है सन्स ऑफ टॉयल मतलब पीपल हु डू हार्ड वर्क. सन्स ऑफ टॉयल को आपने बोल दिया टन्स ऑफ सॉइल. ओके सो व्हाट यू आर एक्चुअली इंडल्जिंग इज spoonerism. Okay, in spoonerism you make errors in choosing the right letters. Okay, तो words तो सेम रहते हैं लेकिन word के अंदर ना letters थोड़े गड़बड़ हो जाते हैं. Okay, dyslexic people have this problem. Okay, they end up getting into spoonerisms. Okay, normal लोगों के साथ भी होता है. ठीक है, sometimes they are not able to like speak in the right manner, so they end up doing this. Okay, so that is verbal errors. Okay. Okay, what kind of figure of speech is used to affirm by negating the opposite? Guys, I was discussing this a while back. ठीक है, काफी टाइम मैंने स्पेंड किया था इसको डिस्कस करने में. What kind of figure of speech is used to affirm by negating the opposites? अभी अपन डिस्कस कर रहे थे. And I think I spent around 5-7 minutes discussing this whole idea of negating the opposites. What is the figure of speech, guys? That we yeah. So Kashish says C option. Prachivat says C option. Yuri says C option. Haji, anyone else would like to take a try on this question? What kind of figure of speech is used to affirm by negating the opposite, guys? Devesh says C option. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक 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 ठीक. Okay. Yes, Nitin Vibhor, C option. Soumya Goel also says C option. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, that is litotes. Litotes is the right answer. Okay, so yes, we discussed this example of the bad weather. So instead of saying the weather is bad, what I do is I say the weather is not really good today. Okay, so you don't say something directly. Okay, you actually negate the opposite, and by negating the opposite, you convey the message of the affirmative. ठीक है, तो जैसे सपोज कोई बंदा है जो बहुत डिसऑनेस्ट है, तो आप ऐसे तो बोलोगे नहीं कि ये डिसऑनेस्ट पर्सन है. ओके, डिसऑनेस्ट पर्सन, तो आप ऐसे नहीं बोलोगे डिसऑनेस्ट पर्सन है या करप्ट पर्सन है. आप क्या करोगे, आप इस मैसेज को ऐसे दोगे. ओके, कि लेट्स से he is not the most honest person I ever met. ठीक है, अब देखो इसमें मजे की चीज क्या है. Now you are not directly saying that he is a dishonest person. What you're actually doing is you are negating the opposite, and now because you're negating the opposite, you are actually conveying the affirmative. तो एक एनालॉजी अगर मैं आपको दूं तो नेगेटिव नेगेटिव पॉजिटिव जैसा हो जाता है. ठीक है, तो वैसे आपने नेगेटिंग कर दिया, आपने नेगेट कर दिया इसके अपोजिट को. नेगेटिंग द अपोजिट बेसिकली कन्वेज द मैसेज. ओके, सो दैट इज वन एग्जांपल दैट वी ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. ओके, आई होप यू गॉट द पॉइंट. द आंसर इज लाइटोटीज. ठीक है, चलो. What kind of figure of speech is direct comparison of two unlike things without using like and as? What kind of figure of speech is a direct comparison of two unlike things without using like or as? ठीक है, लाइक और एज यूज नहीं करना है और कंपैरिजन करना है. ठीक है, सो दो कंपैरिजन होते हैं. इन वन ऑफ द कंपैरिजंस यू यूज लाइक और एज, एंड देन देयर इज दिस वन मोर कंपैरिजन वेयर यू डोंट यूज लाइक और एज. ठीक है, सो क्वेश्चन इज आस्किंग यू दैट व्हाट इज दैट टाइप ऑफ कंपैरिजन वेयर यू डोंट यूज लाइक एंड एज. ठीक है, so I can see a flurry of replies. I can see George says C option, Kashish says C option, Divyesh says C option, Soumya Goel says C option, Vibhor Kulstraight says C option. Okay, so guys, yeah, Nishtha Singhal says C option, Bhavik says C option, Yuri says C option. Okay, so I can see that most of you are well prepared for the exam. Okay, so yes, that is the right answer. Metaphor. Okay, so metaphor, guys, is the right answer. And like I believe that not one of you gave the wrong reply. Okay, these the ones who were answering these questions. Okay, I think you people are well prepared on this topic, arts of speech. Okay, because uh, it was near accurate. Okay, like I could see that most people replied with close to 80 to 90% accuracy. Okay, so I think the preparation is on the good side. Okay, so perfect. Okay, so guys, so that was about the session. So I thought that I should take this session because I have taken a lot of sessions. Okay, those of you who are not connected with me, guys, on the Unacademy platform, I would say that just join me on the Unacademy platform also. Okay, so there I take a lot of sessions. Okay, some of you are already connected with me on the Unacademy platform, so I've been taking a lot of sessions, right? And yes, obviously you should attend the sessions that come on YouTube. Okay, so that would really add value. uh, okay, so these are the two things that I believe you can do. Okay, if you think that the sessions add value, then you can obviously follow me on the Unacademy app, and follow me on the Telegram link, okay, where I can share these sessions. ठीक है? Okay, बाकी my feedback is that most of you did well today, and this was a revision session of the sort. So a lot of people had this concern that we have not done enough idioms. Okay, so I think this session gave them enough practice. ठीक है, क्योंकि vocab और grammar तो मैंने काफी लिया हुआ है. ठीक है, vocab, grammar, even reasoning. Like those of you who attended the session. Okay, I have taken 2-3 sessions on reasoning. Okay, I think 3 sessions. Okay, so those of you think that you need to revise the verbal reasoning wala part, you can always go to my profile on the Unacademy and you can look at the reasoning sessions. Okay, it would really add value. Okay, the sessions are really good and it covers more or less the entire spectrum of the question that you can expect in reasoning. Okay, guys. Okay, so best of luck for tomorrow's exam. Those of you are giving kal wala exam. Okay, best of luck from my side. Those of you are giving the exam baad mein. Okay, in the upcoming in the upcoming days. Okay, so best of luck to them as well. Okay, so just keep attending these sessions, and that's it from my side. Okay, chalo. See you. Thank you very much.